Hello and welcome to my podcast, Sunday Morning Knits, where I talk about all things fiber arts related, mostly knitting, but occasionally some spinning and some crochet. Hello everybody, welcome back. Long time no chat. I'm very sorry about that. Some of you may know that I am a PhD student, and recently I had one of my qualifying exams, which took all of my time, all of it. I did nothing but study for this qualifying exam for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm happy to announce that I passed, which is excellent. I still have 4 more qualifying exams to go, but I passed the first one, or I passed one of them. So I'm very happy. And now it means that I have some of my time back. And it means that I actually have time for knitting again. I have unfortunately not had a ton of time to knit because of that exam. I honestly kind of lost my knitting mojo for a while there. I didn't even want to knit. I was like so stressed and had no free time, and just the thought of knitting, I was like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. But as soon as that exam ended, my knitting mojo came back, which is good. I was a little worried for a second there. I was like, oh no, is this gonna like come back ever? It did. It came back as soon as the exam was over, which is good, because obviously I love knitting. So with that being said, I do not have that many finished objects. I actually only have one finished object to show you, and I have technically already talked about it on the podcast, but I do have a whole bunch of works in progress that I have been working on since my exam. My exam was last week. Oh, hello kitty. Oh, she brought me her toy mouse. That's very cute. Hi. Do you want me to throw this? My cat likes to play fetch, so yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I have quite a few works in progress that I want to talk about today, including a Testnet, which I'm very excited about, and yeah, a couple of acquisitions. So let's get started. Okay, so the first and only, like I said, finished object that I want to show you is my pumpkin pie socks. I did finally finish these, which makes me very happy. I was working on them for a while because I would just work on them in one of my classes. I TA'd a course that had a pretty long lecture each week, twice a week. And so I had like a class project, it was these, and I would pretty much only work on them while I was in class. So I finished these. I'm very happy with them. I think they turned out super cute. I like the mismatching, so like the brown toe and the white toe, white heel, brown heel. Pardon me, I had the hiccups. So yeah, very happy with these. Love how they turned out. I do want to turn this into a pattern. I don't know when that pattern's gonna come out, when the Testnet's gonna go out. I'm kind of hoping maybe around Thanksgiving because they're pumpkin pie socks, but we'll see. I knit these on 2.25 millimeters and then a 2 millimeter crochet hook, I think. Don't quite remember off the top of my head. Fingering weight, obviously, and the set is the pumpkin pie sock set from Woolberry Fibre Co. from last year's Pie Day. So yeah, really love these, love how they turned out. I'm super happy with them. I haven't really photographed them yet because the qualifying exam, so I will hopefully be doing that. Well, maybe I'll do that today. Maybe I'll do that after this. And finally have some cute photos of both my socks. So that's my finished object. Okay, now for my giant pile of works in progress, which are all sitting in front of me. So the first work in progress that I think I'm going to share is this pair of socks that I'm knitting. This is the first one. I'm almost done the foot part. This has just been my mindless stockinette project because I don't really have one right now. So I cast these socks on to be that mindless stockinette project. I'm not using a pattern. They're just 2.25 millimeter needles. I cast on 60 stitches because that's what I find works best for my foot. I prefer a much tighter gauge, smaller needles. And this is a superwash sock, and in my experience, superwash socks stretch out so incredibly much, and so that's why I knit them with 60 stitches rather than 64, which I know most people prefer, but I wear the heck out of my socks when I knit them. So I go down to 60 stitches and then they stretch out like a size and a half because it's superwash. I do not put my superwash socks in the wash. I do hand wash them and they still stretch out like crazy. So that's what I'm doing with these ones. This is the January Club sock yarn sock set from Pasley Knits. This is the A Court of Mist and Fury colorway, which I just absolutely love. It's one of my favorite book series ever. When Collie announced that she was doing a book club theme for her club yarn this year, I was like sold, because Collie and I have so many favorite books in common that I was like, I know that this set is just gonna be, this year is just gonna be the most amazing thing ever, and I have not been disappointed. I'm kind of hoping to catch up and do like one pair of socks each month with the club yarn. I don't have the March and April clubs yet because I'm in a different country from Pasley Knits. So this is my January. I have the February set, which I will show later because that is also an acquisition that I forgot to grab from my stash. I'm gonna do that as fast as humanly possible, and then do March as fast as humanly possible, and then April, because April is next week. I think it'd be really cute to have like the month line up with the sock club set and like the month that I knitted in. Obviously that's not the case for the first couple months, but that's fine. I love this. I think it's really cute. I did not think I would love it as much as I do. I'm not generally a fan of high contrast variegation, but this is just the most beautiful variegation I have ever seen. Like, Collie nailed it. This is absolutely magical. There is no pooling. There are so many different colors and different shades, and I am just absolutely in love with this. So Collie, you rock. I am going to be a fan of your yarn until I die. So thank you. You're the best. Yeah, I'm very excited to wear these. Obviously I live in SoCal, so really high wool socks are not necessarily an all year round thing as they were when I lived in Canada. But I'm still excited to wear them. I'm sure that I will find a way to wear them. So yeah, this is my first work in progress. I absolutely love it. I'm very excited to be done. I cast this on like 4 days ago. And we'll hopefully finish it very soon. So that's my first work in progress. My cat is now sitting on my notes, so we'll see if I can read these. My next work in progress is my Testnet. I know it doesn't look like much yet. I am test knitting the Tried and True cardigan for Tamara of Startcrossed Knits. I'm so happy that she selected me to be one of her testers. I absolutely loved the pictures that she posted of this, and when I saw that she was looking for testers specifically in my size, I was like, I gotta do this. I did let her know, so the test actually started at the beginning of March, and I let her know, I was like, hey, I have a massive exam on March 20th, so I won't be able to start the test until after that, and she was like, that's fine, as long as you think you can still finish it by the deadline, and I was like, yeah, definitely. So I have started. This is knitting up so quickly. This was a day's worth of knitting. No, 2 days knitting, and I spent maybe like an hour each day on this, and that was it. It is knitting up really, really quickly. It is 1 strand of mohair on size 7 needles, so 4.5 millimeters. And yeah, knitting up super, super quickly. I'm doing the underarm increases now. So I'm very excited to be finished this. I can't wait for you to see it because it is beautiful. I am using Sunday Fibre Co., another one of my favorite dyers, mohair in the colorway Moss. I have had this for so long, like literally forever. I have 4 skeins of this, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. So when I saw Tamara's call and that she was looking for testers in my size, I was like, oh, I have the yarn, I know exactly what I want to do. I was like, this is gonna be great. So yeah, it's turning out so beautifully. I think it's gonna be just perfect over like summer, like spaghetti strap tops or like a spaghetti strap dress. I think it's gonna be really cute. I think it'll be perfect for all seasons here in SoCal because sometimes it's like cold enough that you want like just a little tiny bit of warmth, but it's also still really warm because it's SoCal. And I think this is gonna be perfect, so I can't wait. Yeah, that's my next WIP. It's coming along very, very quickly, so I can't wait to finish this. It's gonna be great. Now, my next WIP you have seen many times because actually that's not true. I started this in January. I think you may have only seen it once or twice. It is my yin sweater. This is by November Knits, and as you can see, it is mostly done. I have not woven the ends, and right now the very bottom of the sweater is on try-on tubing. Now the reason behind that is because I can't decide if I want to lengthen it or not. I knit the sweater to pattern, and then I blocked it. I put it on try-on tubing and I blocked it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to make the bottom any longer or not. It's to pattern and I really like it. I've actually worn this a couple times and just like wandered around with the sweater on try-on tubing and without the ends woven in, and I do like it, but I have 6 balls of this yarn still, so I would like to use up more of it. I'm also debating whether or not I want the bottom panel to cover my butt or not. I can't decide. I think it'd be nice if it covered my butt. I also kind of like where it sits now. Please let me know in the comments what you think I should do. I have no idea. I have no idea. I think because I have been wearing it and I have not bound off, I think that means I want to lengthen it. But let me know what you think I should do in the comments. Let me know if you think I should use up more yarn and make it longer, or leave it as it is and enjoy it as it is. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I have absolutely loved this sweater. It knit up so fast. I'm knitting it with Aran weight yarn on size 8 needles. Size 8 needles? Yeah, size 8 needles. It's great. This is the Knitpicks Simply Wool Aran in one of the twists, the lightest twist. I can't remember what it's called. And I've loved every minute of knitting this sweater. It went by so fast. It is so soft. It blocked out super well. I have knit with this yarn before, so I knew that it was going to block out a lot, and it did block out a lot. But I had planned for that. I knit a smaller size. I knit like 2 or 3 sizes smaller actually. I knit size 5. Normally I would knit closer to like size 7 or 8, but this sweater also had like 30 centimeters of positive ease and I didn't want that much. So I went down quite a few sizes and then it blocked out pretty big, which is what I had planned for. So I'm very happy about that. The sleeve length is literally perfect for me. I don't think I've ever knit sleeves this perfect. I was stunned. It's just the best length for me ever. So I knit them to pattern. I didn't make any alterations. So yeah, very happy with my yin sweater. But yeah, can't decide if I want to make it longer. I think I do, but let me know what I should do in the comments. Because keep in mind, I have 6 balls of this yarn left and I don't know what to do with it. 6 skeins, I mean. So yeah, let me know. I'm very happy with this, but let me know what you think. Okay, off to the side that goes. Now sitting in front of me are 3 blanket WIPs. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about the blanket WIPs because I actually want to do an entire video on my blanket WIPs because these are not the only ones. These are just the ones that I've worked on this week. So I won't go into too much detail about them. This is my first. You have seen this on my Instagram if you follow me over on Instagram, but I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast yet, or maybe only briefly once, but this is a scrap yarn whip that's going very well. This is crochet, and it is the linen stitch, which I learned from Emma C Makes here on YouTube. She's a lovely, lovely YouTuber, makes fantastic videos, fantastic tutorials. And I learned this from her. I was very much inspired by her reel, which I will add a little clip of somewhere, because hers is just so beautiful that I was like, I have to do that. So that's my very first blanket whip. This is gonna take me a while, as you can see, but I'm loving it. It's fingering weight, by the way. My next, I love this one. This blanket whip was inspired by Knitty Natty. This is Not Crawl Crochet's Summer Hexie Fade Blanket, but I'm not doing the fade portion of it. I'm just doing the hexie portion. This is also scraps. A lot of these are fingering weight held double or just DK weight yarn that I had left over, and I absolutely love this. Please forgive the ends. These are all just the ends that I'm using to stitch the hexies together. The pattern is actually a join as you go pattern, but I couldn't figure out how to do that because I had never crocheted before starting this blanket. I knew how to do a chain stitch and that was absolutely it. So I couldn't figure out how to do the join as you go method, so I'm just stitching them together as I go. So that's what all the ends are. But I absolutely love this. It's so nice to use up some of my scraps, and all the colors I think are going so well together. And as you can see, it's getting kind of big now, so that's making me very happy. I love it. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I can't wait to actually have this as a blanket. I haven't quite decided how big I want to make it, but I'm just gonna keep going until it's the blanket size that I want. I think that's the plan. And finally, a blanket whip that you have not seen on the podcast yet because I just recently started it. This is my Sweetshot blanket by Laura Penrose. So in 2020, it was not last year, 2022 was part of Pasley Knits Greek Gods yarn club. So every month there was a different Greek god yarn. And for those of you that know me in real life, you already know this, but I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast before. I have 2 degrees in classics. I have an undergrad degree in classical languages and a master's degree in classical languages. So ancient Greek mythology is like my shit. Can I swear on the podcast? Can I swear on YouTube? It is my thing. So when I saw that Collie was doing a Greek Gods yarn club, I was like, well, I'm obviously doing that. And I have been sitting on the yarn forever. She did a pre-order at some point in 2023 for the Greek Gods collection. If you had like missed out on any of the yarns, or you had FOMO and you really wanted to get some of it. And I didn't have all of the Greek Gods because I missed the first 2 months of the club because I hadn't discovered Pasley Knits yet. So I ordered 2 that I was missing, and I think she added like an extra god or something for the pre-order. I can't remember, but I ordered 4 gods. I was missing Dionysus, Zeus, Poseidon, and Persephone. I did not end up getting Hephaestus, which I kind of regret because, you know, he's one of the Olympians, but I got everybody else. So I am making a Sweetshot blanket with all of the gods yarn. My boyfriend and I have like strategically placed figured out where all the gods should go so that they show some sort of relationship to Greek mythology. So this is the Hermes colorway, and Hermes is next to Aphrodite, Athena, and Ares. So I put Aphrodite and Hermes together because of their story in Greek mythology. I don't know if I can share that one on YouTube. And Aphrodite and Ares together because they were a thing in Greek mythology. And I put Aphrodite, Hera, and Aphrodite, Athena, and Hera together because of the Trojan War legends. And then I have Dionysus and Apollo next to each other. I have Zeus and Hera next to each other because their story. Zeus and Apollo next to each other because Zeus is Apollo's father. So that's the kind of, that's what we're doing. And the whole blanket's gonna be like this. I'm very excited. It has made my little classicist heart very, very happy. I'm not doing a PhD in classics. I'm doing a PhD in basically linguistics. But it's nice to go back to kind of where I started, and it's making me very, very happy. And I love getting to use my knowledge of classics in a way that interacts with my art, in a way that just makes me genuinely happy rather than like just for academic purposes. It's nice to be able to use this in a way that I get to enjoy artistically and something just to make me happy. So I'm also teaching or TAing a class on classical mythology starting next week. So that ties in really nicely with my blanket. So yeah, I have 9 squares done, which I think is good progress. Especially considering I cast this on right before my qualifying exam and had no knitting mojo. So yeah, makes me happy. Oh, the other one I forgot to point out was Athena and Ares because of the war gods. Yeah, so makes me happy. I get to geek out a little bit and I get to use yarn. It's like the best combination ever. So that's my Sweetshot blanket. And I believe that is it for works in progress that I have to show you. So the next section is acquisitions. If you don't like acquisitions, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do with my union sweater. And let me know what you've been working on during this podcast, if you've been sitting and knitting. I always love hearing what people are working on. But if you do like acquisitions, I have some acquisitions for you. So I did a bunch of pre-orders back in like January, early February, and a lot of them have started to come in. So a lot of what I'll be talking about is that, but I do have some other cool pre-orders, or not pre-orders, other cool acquisitions that I'd like to mention. So the first is this West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. It is a self-striping yarn and it is Christmas colors. I think this colorway is called Hollyberry. It is. So I saw someone talk about this months ago in a podcast and I was like, that's super cool. And I didn't know that Wool & Co., which is the company that I usually buy my Santa's yarn from, had West Yorkshire Spinners until recently. And I had never tried self-striping yarn before. And I looked through all their self-striping yarn, and this was the color that I loved the most. And I was like, it's March, but I still really like it. I think it's really cute. And I think it might be fun to knit myself some self-striping socks for Christmas. So maybe I will do this when Laura Penrose does Christmas in July, because I know she's talking about doing that again this year. So I bought Christmas yarn in March, and I love it. I can't wait to knit with this. I can't wait to try self-striping yarn. So this will be a lot of fun. I did also mention just now that I bought some Santa's yarn. This is Double Sunday in the colorway Whipped Cream, which is one of the petite knit colorways. This is in 2 of my 3 blankets. It's the color that I'm using in my Sweetshot blanket, the main color, and a bunch of my Hexies are also in this color, so I just needed to pick up some more, so I ordered some of that. This next yarn is not actually technically new to me. I got this back in December, but I misplaced it. So this is the second ball of yarn that my boyfriend's mom and her partner picked up for me in Scotland when they went last summer, and I could not find it for the life of me in my apartment when I got back from visiting them. She found it. It had rolled under the dresser in the room that I had been staying, and I'm so grateful that she found it. I think this is the most beautiful yarn ever. It is from Scotland. It is 100% wool, and that is all that I know. So I think my plan is to make beautiful mittens with this, because I think this is just the most gorgeous purple color. I don't know if the camera is picking up how beautiful it is. I will do some B-roll actually to show you, because it is just the most stunning purple color and I want to just stare at it. So I think I'm going to make mittens and I cannot wait. I don't know how much yarn this is, so I think mittens are a safe bet as well. I don't know the weight, but I have one of those little wraps pringe tools, so I'll just do some swatching and figure that out. So I think mittens would be safe, and then I get to stare at how beautiful the purple is. I think that's the plan, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my February-March clubs. Actually, just my February clubs, because March clubs haven't arrived yet. So the first two that I wanted to mention are these two. This is my little Fibre Co Mystery Club cookware set in the color chiffon, which when I opened was like, this is my favorite color. I am so unbelievably happy. It is a Merino DK 100% non-superwash in the most beautiful color in the world. I love this. And it arrived the same day that this arrived. This is the Red Pansy Fibers January-February club yarn. It is the Monet Club yarn in the colorway Citron sur une branche, sorry. And it arrived the same day as this did. And I opened the packages and then I was like, they're stunning together, because this color is the exact pink that's like down here at the bottom. And I have 2 skeins of this and 1 skein of this, and was like, well, I'm obviously gonna make something out of these 3 because they are perfect together. I am not sure what I'm going to do. They are both DK weight. This is superwash and this is non-superwash. So I've never combined the two. Actually, that's not true. I've combined the 2 in this blanket because the sock yarn is superwash and it's held double, and the double Sunday is non-superwash. So I have, never mind. So I don't know quite what I want to do. I'm thinking some sort of color block shawl with the 3 of them. But if you have ideas, please let me know. I only have 1 skein of this, but I have 2 skeins of this, so please let me know down below. I'd love to hear. I can't wait. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, literally perfect. Like, oh man, it makes me so happy. I just love them. So yeah, these are the first 2 February club yarns, and I'm gonna go grab the 3rd one because I forgot to pull it before the video. Okay, this is my other February club. This is Pasley Knits Percy Jackson book club sock set, which I am so in love with. The main colorway is Son of Poseidon and the mini is called Seaweed Brain. I am so excited to knit with this. Percy Jackson was the book series that got me into Greek mythology that eventually led to me doing an undergrad and a master's in classics. So I'm just thrilled with this. This makes me so unbelievably happy. I am kind of tempted to reread the books because they were just so integral to my childhood, and I just love it. I think the colorway is beautiful. This is a slightly lighter version of the Poseidon colorway, which I do have. It's going into my Sweetshot blanket. So it matches really nicely. It's really cute. She's just one of the most talented yarn dyers I have ever met, and I will sing her praises forever because just look how perfect this is. Stunning. Just absolutely stunning. So yeah, this is my other February club yarn. Now, a couple of pre-orders have come in. So back in February, I think it actually was February, I placed a pre-order with Salty Blonde Fibre for her Jane Austen pre-order. I completely forgot that I ordered this. So when I opened the bag, it was this lovely surprise. This is the No Judge of Beauty Cashmere Luxe Fingering colorway and base. I have 3 skeins of this. Again, like I said, I did not remember ordering this. I think that's because it was a last minute decision to add this to my order. because I was originally just gonna get this. This is the Marianne and Colonel Brandon sock set. Marianne is the main color and Colonel Brandon is the mini. I absolutely loved them as a couple. I thought they were so cute and they made me so happy. And this is my favorite of all of the sets. So this made me very happy when I ordered it. And I am very excited to knit up some socks with this because I just think it's so cute, and their love story just brought me so much joy, brings me so much joy. And I just love the colors. So can't wait to knit with this, and did not have a plan when I ordered this. So I'm thinking a t-shirt. I'd like something with like ruffly sleeves or maybe like puffy sleeves, something that I can tuck into like a cute skirt. Maeve, get off the counter. My cat is not allowed on the counter, and she knows that she's not allowed on the counter, and she was on the counter, so I had to go shoo her off. Sorry about that. But yes, I'm thinking some sort of maybe cute t-shirt, maybe a 3/4 length. I don't know. I have no idea. Please put suggestions in the comments. But I just think it's such a beautiful colorway. I love it so much. Can't wait to knit with this. Don't know what I'm gonna knit with this, but can't knit with this. Can't wait to knit with this, I mean, sorry. I'm very excited. Okay, and the other colorway, or the other pre-order that has come in is my Sorella pre-order. So back in February, Sorella announced that they were going to be doing a ballet collection. I love ballet. I was a dancer for a very long time. Ballet was always my favorite. I wasn't the best at it. I was definitely like a jazz contemporary dancer. I think I was probably best at jazz, but ballet was always my favorite. I loved my point classes. I loved our studio was on like the 2nd floor of a building, and you had to walk up and down the stairs to get there. I loved after point classes when my legs were shaking so hard I could barely walk down the stairs. It was such a good feeling, and doing ballet is so... When you do ballet, you can't focus on anything else. Like, it's a very mindful sport. It's a very mindful activity, and I loved that. I loved how I had to move my body when I did ballet. I loved the feeling of like flying when you're on point, and it's just my favorite thing in the world. And I unfortunately can't dance anymore because of health issues. So when Sorella announced they were doing a ballet collection, I just got so excited because the colorways were so beautiful, and they made me think of how much I love ballet, and they reminded me of all those beautiful memories that I have. And of course, going to the ballet every year. Oh, sorry, my cat has the zoomies. Okay. Going to the ballet every year, I go all the time. I just love it so much. So I ordered a couple of sock sets and one skein. So I'm gonna start with the skein. This is the color Odette on the gold stellina base. I ordered this because I love gold stellina, and I wanted like a nice cream base. I've only really found silver stellina out there, and I love that Sorella has a gold stellina, and I specifically got this because I wanted to put it in my Hexie blanket. My Hexie blanket already has one Hexie with a cream colored gold stellina, and I love it so much that I was like, well, I want more so I can put that in my blanket because it's adorable. And then the leftovers will go into my fingering weight blanket. I can't wait. This is the colorway Odette. I think I mentioned that. It's beautiful. I love it. But the 3 sock sets that I ordered are kind of like the reason why I got this collection. So my first sock set is Tutu Etoile. Is that the color? I'm not sure if that's the color of the mini, or both. I think it's the color of the main skein. I love this. These remind me of like the ballet pinks. I never got to wear a full pancake tutu because in my last performance, all of us had were like competing, and we had so many routines and so many costumes that none of us wanted to spend the money on a pancake tutu, because we'd already spent so much money on all of our like competition costumes and all of our other performance costumes. So I never got a full pancake tutu, but I still, like, my costumes are still beautifully pink and everything like that. And this reminded me of them, and it makes me so happy. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I love the variegation, and I can't wait to knit this up into a beautiful pair of socks. The next one is Giselle. I think Giselle is the main colorway, and I think this is actually Aurora. Or maybe this one is Aurora. One of them is Aurora. But yeah, this main colorway is definitely Giselle, which is my favorite ballet in the world. I have seen it a handful of times. It is beautiful. Now, there's a lot of issues with casting for Giselle because it has a very racist history of only casting white dancers. Very problematic. Obviously, I don't want to get too much more into that. If you're curious, I'm happy to talk about it. I love the ballet itself. I want to see more inclusive casting for Giselle, but strictly the dancing and the storyline I love. So I saw this and I thought the like colors perfectly matched the like ghostliness of Giselle, and was like, well, oh, I love this one too. So I got this as a sock set as well. And of course Aurora, another beautiful ballet. I saw Aurora when I was really young for the first time, and it was just magical. So actually, I was pretty young when I saw Giselle too, now that I think about it. I think I saw Giselle first and then Aurora. But Aurora is a beautiful ballet, and I thought this pink was like, so it captured it so well. So that was my other set. And then my third and final set is Rehearsal. The main color is Rehearsal, and the mini is, I don't remember, but this pink and the like brown speckles made me think of my point shoes. I danced on Russians, which are no longer in production, and that breaks my heart because they were the only point shoes that worked for my feet. Obviously, I'm not going to do point again, but Russians are just such stunning point shoes. They're a little bit lighter than a lot of the other point shoes out there, so like the pink satin's a lot lighter. And then if you do point, you'll know the feeling of like your point shoes getting really dirty, especially around like the platform and like the toe block and everything. And so that's what this made me think of. And you know that if you do point, you know that those are the most comfortable point shoes, whereas the like really pretty, perfect looking pink satin ones hurt a lot. It's when they're like kind of dirty, kind of torn up, the pink is fading, that they are the most comfortable. And that's what this made me think of. So yeah, I can't wait to knit with these either. I think these are going to be a really stunning set of socks. I am especially a big fan of low variegation, which is what this has, and speckles, which this also has. So this is just my perfect skein. I love it so much. And I'm so happy that Sorella did this collection because it's brought back so many lovely memories, and I think knitting with them is just going to make me think more about all those amazing memories that I have of dancing and of doing ballet. That is it that I have for you today. So if you have followed all the way to the end of this podcast, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let me know, like I said earlier, what you are working on right now in the comments below. I would love to hear. I'm always looking for new projects to work on, so please let me know. Thank you so much for following along. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below. It really helps my channel. And have a lovely, lovely rest of your week. Happy knitting. See you next time. Bye.